I am Sheila and I am your voice for the 6th District. I am married to my husband David. We've lived in our home on the west side for about 23 years now. I have 2 stepchildren, 2 grandchildren that I just love dearly. My grandchildren are everything. Their favorite park right now is Howard Park. They have all of that climbable playground equipment and the slides. It's a real soft base, so if they fall or trip up, they're not going to get hurt. So I went to Coquillard, and then I went to Dickinson Middle School. I also went to Ardmore School, which is a small little school over in the Ardmore area that's now a church. I'm a veteran of Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm, 3rd generation Army veteran in our family, so I'm very proud of that. Spent about 7 months during the campaign of Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and that was very, very meaningful to serve my country in that way. Well, when I returned, I used my GI Bill. I went to IUSB, got a degree there. While I was getting that degree, worked at Dukem Center. Also worked a part-time job to help work my way through school. I love the outdoors. I love camping. We love traveling to places where we can bike, go hiking, just sit around and roast marshmallows, sit around and take in, the beautiful earth that God gave us. Watching waterfalls, streams, bird life, wildlife. It's a really way to kind of just disconnect and put yourself in a different perspective. Family is everything. I have a younger sister, and growing up, we didn't have a lot of things that other children had, but the love that we had for each other was immense. For fun, we used to rake up the leaves in a great big pile and spend all day diving in those leaves and messing them all up and then piling them all back up and covering each other up in them. So it means a lot to me for my family. One thing that people may find surprising about me is how much I love the outdoors, camping, hiking, fishing, but I also love fast cars. I used to own a 1968 442 convertible, one of the last muscle cars. I lost it in a barn fire. But I just loved that car. It was fast, meaty. I just love the old classic cars. Growing up in my neighborhood, we used to build go-karts and little mini bikes and get on them and go through the woods, and that was a big thing when I was growing up. They would make a go-kart, get a lawnmower engine, and you would put it together and go as fast as you could through the woods. And so I think, being brought up in that way with the resources that you had, and someone's always tinkering around with the motor, I just love old classic cars, and especially those old muscle cars. You only have one life that God gives you, and you have to make the best of what you're given. I was not born very wealthy, yet I managed to grow up into a woman that I do everything I can to help people. And I think that if you make a difference in someone's life and you live your life to the best that you can and you are happy inside, what else can you ask for? The other thing is having pride in your community. When I went overseas and served in Desert Shield, Desert Storm, I'd been in the desert for months. We were going east to line ourselves up toward the neutral zone with Baghdad. And during the course of that convoy, our CO said, make a hole. That means stop the convoy and make a big opening. And we started hearing the ground shake. And you're in another country, so you don't see that US flag. When we seen that US flag streaming from the top of those tanks, those guys out there yelling and waving at you, it just made you feel so proud of serving your country. It really put things in perspective that you were there for a purpose. So coming back home here, that same pride and purpose is still there. It's just on a different level. It's at a community level. And the one thing that I've said over and over is you can't forget about the residents that you serve. You can't forget about your community. And I love South Bend, and I want to do everything that I can to make sure that everybody else loves it.